wrestling champion, Bulldog Bob Brown, along with his confidant and manager, Slick. A lot of things going on in the career of Bulldog Bob Brown. A lot of situations still aren't quite the way I think you'd like them.
Well, there was certainly nothing settled between me and Bruiser Brody. You know, Big Cage Fury was probably one of the greatest matches that the Midwest has ever seen. No, nothing settled. Nothing whatsoever. But a lot of things are going to get settled in the next couple of weeks. Believe me when I tell you, a lot of things are going to get settled. And number one, I'm after Brody, and Brody knows it.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something, Shorty. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't been nothing settled between me and you either. This thing with you dragging Ric Flair around to do your dirty work didn't work. And as far as I'm concerned, you can come out here and shoot your big mouth off, but there ain't nothing been settled either.
Here's something that's worth $10,000. All you have to do, big boy, is sign the contract.
Bob Brown, I don't know what you're up to, but I'm going to tell you something. And I want everybody to look at me and listen. I'm going to put my name on this contract to fight Bob Brown. I'm not afraid of Bob Brown, never been. And a little money don't make me mad either. I'll sign anywhere you want. $10,000 would be like taking money from some baby someplace, taking your money.
You don't impress me.
I don't mind spending your money either. I'll take it.
The contracts are being signed, produced by the Central
I'll
State.
be there, you be there.
Don't poke me.
I'll be there.
I'll be there, too.
You be there.
Situation now with a signed contract. Bruiser Brody, the Central States heavyweight champion, Bulldog Bob Brown, and his manager, Slick.
Yeah, you don't know what he just did. He's going to be the biggest fool that ever walked around the Midwest.
Certainly if Mr. Brown and Slick have anything to do with it.
You know, Bruiser Brody, I give you a lot of credit for being a tough guy. Everybody all over the world of professional wrestling knows you one of the baddest dudes to ever step in the squared circle. But you know what, Brody? Being a tough guy and being a smart guy, well, let's put it this way. Everybody's going to find out why, when you were born, your mama took one look at you and called you Bruiser. And when I was born, my mama took one look at me and called me Slick, brother. And don't you ever forget.
Here's Flair up on that ring rope. But wait a minute. Brody's got him. He's got him. What's he going to do when he tosses him? Holy cow.
Come on, Ric Flair. Brody's back in the corner.
Hey, this might be it.
The big
Wait.
Wait a minute. Bob Brown is up on the ring apron. And Bruiser Brody trying to get to Bulldog Bob Brown. He threw something to Ric Flair.
I don't know what that is, but Flair has it in his right hand.
made a noise.
I don't know what it is.
It made a noise like it could be a bag full of coins, some kind of metallic object.
Oh, he just hammered him with it. Whatever that was.
He caught Brody flush in the jaw with whatever it was. Brown threw to him. But
No.
Brody's up.
No.
It ain't over. Brody's
Bob Brown. That time he was wrestling Cousin Jr. at the Winnipeg Arena. You're going to see Bulldog Bob Brown August 27th, Winnipeg Arena, when he meets up with King Kong Bruiser Brody. Right now, let's take a look at a couple of interviews involving King Kong Bruiser Brody and Central State Champion Bulldog Bob Brown, being interviewed by announcer Rick Stewart.
When two wrestlers collide, two world-class wrestlers, a lot of things can happen in the ring. But when two particular men with a lot of animosity get together in the squared circle, you've got a feud like you've never seen before. Here's King Kong Bruiser Brody talking about the man he's going to meet at the Winnipeg Arena, Bulldog Bob Brown.
We're going to take a couple of minutes here to talk to King Kong Bruiser Brody. A lot of things been going on in your life the last couple of months, and frankly, the situation with the World's Heavyweight Championship. Bruiser, I thought you were going to be the world's champion. Out of the dressing room comes Bulldog Bob Brown, sticking his nose in one more time. It's like a repeat of what happened to Harley Race last year.
You know, let's not get confused here about the world's champion and Bulldog Bob Brown. You know, I've been coming back here to the Midwest now for maybe 2 or 3 months. And since I got here, now I always knew that me and Ric Flair, we was going to settle our differences in the ring. This is something that's been growing in Kansas City for maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that's right.
But what I didn't expect when I got here this year was the fact that I was going to have to be nose to nose every week with Bulldog Bob Brown.
Yeah.
What I didn't expect was when it did come my chance, when it did come my opportunity to be the world's champion, that the one thing that would prevent that would be Bulldog Bob Brown. I don't think you expected that. I don't think the people here in the Midwest, I don't think anybody expected that Bulldog Bob Brown had the ability to prevent Bruiser Brody from being the world's champion.
Well, the thing that really kind of surprised me on that night, you know, if you think back, when I saw Harley Race come running down to ringside, you guys have wrestled each other before. I didn't really think you were the best of friends. I keep wondering, why did he come down to save you?
Well, in my mind, and you're right, Harley and I have had our differences, but in my mind, I think that deep down right in here, Harley had the same feeling that happened to him several months back.
Because he knew where you were at. He knew what was happening to you right
Right,
there.
he had a chance to become the world's champion again.
Right.
And just when he was this close to being the world's champion again, Bulldog Bob Brown was there. So I think Harley, when he was watching me with the opportunity I had with the world champion, and Bulldog Bob Brown was there to prevent it, I think that Harley Race, being an emotional guy like he is, I think that he showed up partly because he had feeling for himself, but partly because he had feeling for Bruiser Brody too.
Now, this is kind of off the subject, but a lot of times, you know, people will ask me if you ever see Bruiser Brody asking this. Do you think there'll ever come a day when you'll strap that world's title around your waist and strut around as the world's champion?
I think the most important thing on my mind right now, and I'm not thinking about being the world's champion as I stand here right now.
It's not really, that's not the major goal for you.
No, right now I'm thinking about getting Bulldog Bob Brown and the NWA champion Ric Flair in the ring. Now, in my mind, if I could get them together in the ring,
right,
if I could go in the ring with someone who had the same beef that I got, like Harley Race does, and get in that ring somehow where we could guarantee the people looking at me right now that they was going to see Bulldog Bob Brown or Ric Flair get their butt beat, I think that that's what everybody wants to see, and I can honestly tell you that's #1 on my mind right now.
Bruiser Brody's mind at the Winnipeg Arena.
Very touching. I'm sure they made all the old women in Winnipeg, Canada crying, oh, please come to Winnipeg and do the number on Bulldog Bob Brown. Yeah, well, I'm coming to Winnipeg. I'm not coming to Winnipeg for a tea party. I'm not coming there for a party. I'm coming there for one purpose, and mine, Rick Stewart. Because I'm coming for the biggest brawl of my life, survival. Because you know, and I know, and everybody in the country knows what it's like to get in the ring with Bruiser Brody. We all know that the biggest crowd of the year is going to be there. We all know that the biggest crowd is going to roar him on to victory. But it's not that easy, Bruiser Brody, because I'm Bulldog Bob Brown, I'm the champion, and I've got to get defeated. And I'll tell you, if it takes Winnipeg to get it started, we might as well get it on. Because I'm expecting the biggest brawl that I've ever had in professional wrestling right here at the Winnipeg Arena. Tell them what day it is.
Brown just doesn't let up.
He is in the ring with the master brawler, though, and nobody but nobody in the whole world pushes Bruiser Brody around. Oh, man! Oh, he kicked a 60-yard field goal that time.
Look at this, toe-to-toe, slugging away over the top rope.
That's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The referee has disqualified Bruiser Brody. This time he saw the over-the-top rope, and I'm telling you,
Not over.
it is not over. Hey, let's get out of the way. Let's get out of here. Oh,
Look around our table here.
the man has a chair. Look at that.
Man, right on the back of the head of Bulldog Bob Brown. Look at these two
This is
wild men.
incredible. This is absolutely incredible. They're carrying the match out of the building.
Somebody stop them. They're headed back to the dressing room area. Fireworks all over. King Kong Brody back in the ring. A wild man.
Fireworks in the ring, fireworks outside the ring. Bruiser Brody has gone completely berserk. He wants Bulldog Bob Brown back in the ring, and he wants him right now.
It's not finished between these two. Bulldog Bob Brown and Bruiser Brody. Unfinished business, to say the least.
tell you something, they packed more action than I have seen in a long, long time. That was an absolute war.
Central State Champion.
Bulldog Bob Brown, absolutely unbelievable. Bruiser Brody, where does it all end?
Let me tell you something. I know a lot of people aren't aware of this, but I've been in this game a long dang time and beat up a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of time I'm sitting at home, and a promoter, he'll call me on the telephone, and he'll say, Bruiser Brody, he says, there's a real tough, nasty, mean, you-know-what hanging around here. Can you get up here right away? And I say, you bet I can. And I get right up there, and I kick him around and beat him up. Sometimes I'm sitting at home and a promoter calls me up and he says, Bruiser Brody, can you get right up here? There's one of them guys about 6'8" and about 350 pounds, and he's up here just running everything he wants to run. Can you get up here right away? And I say, you bet I can. And I come right up there and I kick him around.
Excuse me, Bruiser Brody, if I might interject something. According to Bulldog Bob Brown, he kicked you all.
Well, let me tell you something about the Bulldog. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't care if they're tough, and I don't care if they're big. I don't have no complaints about kicking a little guy around either. The easiest way for a guy to make a reputation in this business is to beat up a little guy, a real tiny little guy, because they're easy to beat up. So I'm telling you, and I'm telling all those people who are looking at me right now, Bulldog Bob Brown's a real little squatty frog-like pain in the you-know-what. And I beat up tough ones, and I beat up big ones, and I don't mind beating up little ones. So Bulldog Bob Brown, I'm inviting everybody who's looking at me right now to get over to the arena, get a close seat, because I'm going to open up one of these cracks on the top of your head. You know, one of these where the skin folds back, and I'm going to start hammering on it. And if you think you're little and scrawny and short now, you wait until you get on the end of about 10 of these. You'll really be short.
Ladies and gentlemen, where will it all end? There isn't an arena in the world that could hold these two, Bulldog Bob Brown and Bruiser Brody. Coming in here right now, Bulldog.
Let me explain what happened. Everybody at the Winnipeg Arena and everybody in the Midwest, everybody all over Canada saw just exactly what happened. A man outsmarting Bruiser Brody. Now, you know, Bruiser Brody's a great competitor, great athlete. Probably been barred from most arenas in the United States, Japan, Asia, you name it, he's been barred from those buildings. Now, I know he's coming back to the Winnipeg Arena. He's coming back here for a purpose. And let me tell you what the purpose is, to have all the people cheer for him. When the people cheer for him, something snaps upstairs, and he takes it out on his opponents. Of course, there's something standing in his way, of course, Bulldog Bob Brown. I just don't lay down because Bruiser Brody's in my way. Because I tell you what, I've been brought up the same way as Brody's been brought up, rough, tumble, you name it, I've been through it all. And when me and Brody ever collide again, I'll tell you what, it's just be a little example of what I left the last time. Because I tell you what, I think I give him a good shellacking. I withstood the chairs, I withstood the tables, I withstood the ropes, his punches, his kicks. And when you withstand all that, you're in pretty good shape and a great competitor.
You took the easy way out tonight, Bulldog Brown. You threw the man over the top rope.
I took the easy way out. I don't believe ever thrown anybody over the top rope. I do believe one time in the match, he threw me over the top rope, and the referee was right on the spot and raised my hand, what he should have done in the first place.
Turnabout is fair play.
Brody should have been disqualified for all his actions at the Winnipeg Arena. And let me tell you, it's just the beginning of a long feud. There's no love lost between Brody and Brown. And when you get a chance to interview him, and it goes back to Kansas City, St. Louis, Indianapolis, you name it, Japan, we've been there. And when you're talking about a brawl, and you're talking about Brody and brawl, this is just the beginning of a big thing going to happen at the Winnipeg Arena. I'm not finished with him yet.
My opinion means anything.